Okay, let's answer the QA section. What do you think about a hybrid approach where we create a training set including comments that are already labeled by LLMs and human 20% to train the model? Not sure what should be the best split between LLMs and human. Any advice? The validation set should be 100% coded by human to evaluate the model. Then we will probably need to do a learning curve analysis to see if more data would help. If curve still rising steeply, collect more. If it's flatten, we have enough sample. If we do need more data in order to know how much more, we probably need to fit a power law curve F1 and project where it flattens. Some practical insights in this calibration process would be much appreciated. So it's a little bit different from traditional machine learning. Traditional machine learning, we need to have a lot of, a data set with a lot of human label already, right? But since it's a pre-trained large language model, so it's already pre-trained, so we don't need to train it anymore. So of course, you can still have a few short prompting to show some example of how you categorize a post or an entry to a certain category. But it's not needed to. We don't need to have the human human coded one like to train the model. The human one is just for the validation. So as you say, it need to be 100% human made, right? So in this case, I would just draw a small sample, like 100. It's not about the percentage, because sometimes you can have 20,000, 50,000 posts, right? So in this case, I would just draw 100 posts, and then to see, okay, if the LLM coded one is the same as the human coded one. Okay, so again, you can check the F1 score to see if it's good, if you have some false positive or false negative or not, and then you can determine whether it's a good approach or not. Okay, and for API, does it has to be pay account? Yes. No, it doesn't need to be a pay account, but you need to top up. So for API, you can have OpenAI API, you can have Gemini API, Claude API. You can be a free account, but you need to top up your API because it's pay as you go. Like if you want to analyze maybe 1,000 tweets, then probably it will cost you like $50, $40. You need to top up your API account. Okay. How to make the AI that is being called in the Google Sheet cell formula could learn from our suggestion if they make mistake in the classification, for example. Yeah, that's why this approach is not very rigorous, is that it's not very stable. Okay, and of course you can do some correction. You can ask it, okay, provide some example. If it's like this, then you need to classify to this category, assign to this category as well, etc. But in the end, it's not very rigorous. So if you want to do a rigorous research, I still suggest you to use Google Colab to really understand very transparent how it works, etc. Okay, for sentiment analysis, which method is Copilot following? Is it dictionary based or word embedding? So definitely not dictionary based. It's based on embedding, based on their understanding of the vector, right? Numeric representation of different words, etc. So it's in the black box. We don't know actually how it works. Well, this prompt in the Google Sheet work with Copilot as well. No, for Copilot, the formula is not AI, it's Copilot. Okay, you can also use Claude, the Claude plugin in itself that also work. The intercoder reliability 80 to 90% that you mentioned, does that mean the human researcher result being compared with AI result? Yes. Also, from your own experience, if we use AI as a second coder in qualitative research to measure intercoder reliability, will that acceptable for journal? Yes, actually, 2 years ago, maybe there were questions about this, but now if you submit to a journal, the journal will actually ask you, why don't you use an AI to, if that journal is more open to this AI approach, because there's so many studies about the accuracy of it, and it's such a repetitive job. It's not really meaningful for a human, to go through 10,000 tweets to classify to different category. So they will ask you, why not just use AI? Because the accuracy is much higher than human, right? So I would suggest you to now even try to prioritize, use AI first, and use a second AI as a validation. And if it's needed, if your review is really conservative, use a human as the third validation. So you draw a small sample from the AI result and then see if the human coded differently or not. Okay. And is there anything we need to pay to use annotation AI? QualiTaTi, you have monthly 30 credit. So I think it is for 30 credit, you can actually do a quite large sample annotation. But of course, if you want to really use it for continuously, you probably need to, it will be better to pay for a student options, student plan or scholar plan. Okay, great. For the chat, do we have any questions?
Yeah, besides Shubin, you have given out 5 person a credit. Do you remember?
Yeah, the Python code. So it's already there. I will show you the screen. It's share it in our learning platform, right?
Now, I was referring to the registration. Some of them has filled in the questionnaire. And then if they wish, they could leave their email address for the prize draw. And you have generously donated that first prize is the 2,000 credit. And the second, third, and the fifth. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yes. So,
There are 5 lucky winners here.
yeah, so you can also have the chance to get some free credit if you participate actively our survey. So I will, at the end of the class, I will show you the survey for our first day, second day, and the third day. So we will see.
There
Okay.
are no credits for today and tomorrow, but third day, they will be a prize draw.
Yeah.
Not today and
Yes.
tomorrow. The
Yeah.
first day, there will be another credit prize draw. Yes. So you could
Okay.
remind that as well.
I will remind them, yeah, on our last
Of
day.
course. Good.
Okay, so let's now focus on another approach is use Gemini to analyze text data. It's exactly the same, but just another way, another provider. So you can open the file. Okay, so it's a Jupyter notebook. It's a notebook file, so you can see it here. So I want you to also understand a little bit how it works, right? So you see here, import pandas as PD. So these are classical Python code, to import certain function from certain package. Configure Gemini API. So you will get a API from AI Studio and then replace it here. And then model, you can change the model here. So here we use Gemini 2.0/001. You can change it to Gemini 3.0. So it depends on how powerful you want it to be. Again, you load the Excel file, Starbucks comment, and then the prompt is identify the text and identify whether consumer likes Starbucks or not. Return yes or no. Okay, so that is, again, the prompt can be quite diverse. It depends on you try, it's an iterative process. You try the first version, the simplest version. If it's not working well, you revise a little bit, try it again, and eventually to see which version works the best. And here you see, okay, extract just yes or no question. If yes in the result, return yes. If no in the result, return no. Because sometimes, they say yes, and then they also give a very long explanation why it's yes. So in this case, you don't want the explanation, you want it to be structured result, because you, in the end, you want to code it as 1 versus 0, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, because that's easy to do analysis. So you want it to be yes or no. So you need it to be like this. And if it's unclear, you return unclear. Then it can be a missing value. Okay, so if these are more or less similar, follow the similar pattern. And eventually you save the updated data frame to a new Excel file. So df to Excel stub bugs comment analyze Excel. Okay, so this is a Jupyter Notebook file. You can also upload this file to Google Colab. But before we do that, I want to show you how to get your API key from Google. So we already learned how to get the API key from OpenAI. So here, so now we will get a API key from Gemini. So you Google Gemini API key. Okay, then you will be redirected actually to AI Studio. Okay, and then you will get it here. Okay, so you can create an API key here. Actually, it's for free, so you can create an API key in Google AI Studio. They offer you a free tier, so you can try it a little bit. It's for free, but if you use it too much, then they will stop your your servers. So you eventually, if you want to do a really serious analysis, you need to pay for it. Nothing is free, right? So with a free tier, you can maybe try 10, 20 annotation task. Okay, so let's create one. Okay, actually you see Akiko here because I use it to I used to do the literature review project together. So I use your name to okay, so we can create a new project. Okay, maybe Gemini project. And then you can create a key. Okay, so don't share the key to anyone. Okay, so because it's you sit here, okay, but don't do something bad to you. Okay, so I will, once you share to other people, you can destroy it afterwards. Okay, because if you keep it there, then people can access it. They can do a lot of things with it, right? So you can copy it and go back to here. Okay, so let's create a new one. So we create a new Google Colab file. So this is completely new, nothing is there, empty. So, but we want to upload the Gemini one there. So you can click File, open Notebook, and then upload. So we can upload the Gemini one that we just downloaded. Okay, then you see the one that I uploaded to our learning platform is now imported to Google Colab. So see here, here, here. So I just need to replace the API with the one I just get, right? So it's this one. And then the start bar comment is still, oh no, it's not there anymore. So I need to upload it again there. Again, double check the title. Okay, this one has a little bit, it has an underscore there. So I need to change it again. Okay, so let's try whether it works. Okay, it works. And then okay, all support for Google Generative AI package has ended. You will no longer be receiving update for bug fix. So the one, the code I written here is actually a little bit outdated, but we can fix it later, okay? And now here my prompt is identify the text and identify whether the consumer likes Starbucks or not, return yes or no. Okay, let's run it. I don't think it works because it has a lot of, 429, these are quota exceeded for numeric. Okay, let's try. Let's try whether it works or not. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Okay. What should we do? You can actually ask Gemini to fix for you. Okay, so you can click here and then you just fix the error here. Yeah, it's because my code is a little bit outdated. So now you see Gemini, it looks like you are encountering a AI quota error and using a depreciated library. I will update the code to use the recommended one. Accept and run. Let's see if Gemini is helping us with the revised version. No, it's not working. I guess it's this Pro. I don't think this is a good one. Let's say 3.1. She can ask you to fix it for you, and you need to. It's again an iterative process, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you need to be patient to be able to fix this. And tomorrow we are also going to learn how to do data analysis using Google Colab to see how can we, use it to produce code that we can do data analysis. Okay, again, it proposed some fix. Let's see if it works. Okay, it's already better, even though it's still 404, which means that, but at least it's not the first error anymore. So I think it's because my version is not, I did not pay anything for it. So yeah, it's again error because it exceeds my daily quota, so I cannot use it. Okay, but once you top up your account, you should be able to use the API. Okay, and let's continue with the theoretical part. So yeah, so this is the sentiment annotation with Gemini API. And the last part we are going to cover today is local versus API model. So when to use API, when to use a local model. So I guess probably you already have some idea. If it is very sensitive data, then you use a local model, okay? And also if you have, it's a very simple task and you want to save your budget, then a local model can be quite budget friendly. And you can also use it offline. So it's GDPR friendly, but it's limited by your hardware. If you don't have a strong computer, probably it will be more difficult to run the local model in your own computer. And smaller models, that means it's less capable. So if you want to use more capable model or scale to large job, for example, you have 10,000 tweets, then probably use an API and deploy your code on Google Colab. That will be a good solution. But then, of course, your data sent to the third party, so it's not GDPR compliant, so you need to be careful, and it can also be quite expensive. Okay, so for run models on your own machine, you can again use LM Studio or Ollama. So Ollama is a package in R. So if you are R user, you can use the there is another package called R or Rama. So you can install it and then you can use the model there as well. And you download once, you can run it offline. And data never leaves the building. Okay, so let me show you, a quick rule of thumb. So these are two checklists for you if you want to determine to go local or use an API. Okay, so they have this advantage and advantage, of course, there. So since it's a workshop, so I want you, to try to apply the theory or try to apply the guidance we have in this class into practice. So you are now going to work on the Starbucks data set as well. And you are going to run using the small LM script. Okay, so try to use the small LM script first. And try to really try to revise the prompt a little bit there and there, to get the final output. And you can also use the annotator in QualiTaTi. Okay. Eventually try to understand the code. Take a look of using Gemini to analyze text data file and try to understand the logic. So let's do the first one first, okay? Annotate the Starbucks set and upload the result to our submission portal after you finish. Okay? So we have 40 minutes to this exercise. So it's really important for you, to try it yourself because you never know what kind of error you're going to encounter. Okay, and of course, you can also change small LM to other open source model. Okay, any question? I saw somebody raise the hand. Okay, you can, let me check, allow mic. Okay, now, Namrata, you are able to speak. I think you need to unmute your mic first. Or do you prefer to just send the question in the chat?
Am I audible now?
Yes, you
Yes.
can ask now.
Hi, Shubin. If you can show us how you have did the Gemini API key linked with the project, it will be helpful for repeating
Yeah,
the
I can
same.
show you again how to do it. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And other question? Any other question? The A Q&A. Okay, the chat. Okay, I don't seem to have any credit on QualiTaTi, whereas I don't think I used it before. Normally, you should have 30 credit. So upon registration, you should have it. Otherwise, you can share your code and everyone use your code should be able to, you will both get 50 credits. Okay. And now let's do the exercise together. And if you have any question, you can post it in our chat. And I'm also going to take care of our in-person student here. Okay, so let's let's do the exercise now together.